Hi, and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham, and welcome to our Lockdown Lowdown series. We're with Rick Yeates, Managing Director of Middle Island Resources. Now, Rick, you released a couple of, well, let's call them reasonably exciting releases today, announcements today to the ASX. The first one was an increase to the resource at the Two Mile Hill Deeps deposit. And the second was a very, very exciting drill intercept over at the McLaren deposit. But we'll go with the resource upgrade to start with. Well, give us the numbers, tell us all about it and what it means.
Look, Wally, it's basically a 500,000 ounce increase to our 2012 resource inventory. Which certainly provides a lot more clarity and transparency, I guess, in terms of the project and the company valuation. That was previously sitting as part of or that represents part of what was an exploration target, which of course doesn't necessarily qualify for in terms of value to the company. But nevertheless, this gives us the opportunity to provide a bit more transparency about the real value of the company.
Right. And so you were talking in the announcement about the breakdown of the increase, like 500,000 ounces, 480,000 of those, and then there's 20,000 in a different setting. So can you just explain what that means?
Yeah, look, the 480,000 ounces relates to the 2 Mile Hill Tonalite Deeps deposit, whereas the 20,000 ounces relates to the BIF Deeps deposit, so the part of the deposit that's hosted in the Banded Iron Formation adjacent to the Tonalite. And look, to be honest, the higher grade Banded Iron Formation hosted element we may look at in a more selective approach on that, certainly in terms of how we might choose to mine it, because we believe that there's we can more selectively mine that at a much higher grade without a significant loss of ounces in that. So that's how that fits in. On the other hand, the tonalite estimate, which is by far the majority of the increase, is pretty consistent with what we understood. And what's been pleasing is just to see the modelling mirror what we're actually observing in the diamond core during the drilling. So we're very pleased with how that one's come up, and it certainly demonstrates the sort of level of continuity which we had always anticipated.
All right. So, and you're still out there drilling. You've got some drilling still ongoing out there. Is that correct?
No, look, the phase 2 RC program is finished. That was about 13,400 metres in the finish, and we tested 14 targets in total. 6 of those were existing deposits. And in those cases, the purpose of the drilling was to infill and or extend those deposits with a view to, in the first instance, adding mineral resources. In the second instance, upgrading inferred mineral resources to an indicated category. And in the third instance, upgrading 2004 mineral resources into 2012 compliance. And then the other 8 prospects of those 14 were effectively new targets that we'd identified, some with no drilling on whatsoever, some with some historic drilling or some Middle Island drilling that we felt justified further work.
All right. So, well, drilling, let's get on to drilling elsewhere. You also released some pretty exciting results from the McLaren deposit, which is in a different section of your Sandstone project. You released a hit of 4 metres at, is it 90 grams per tonne gold?
Yeah, 4 metres at 90.6.
You
Yeah,
you must be pretty happy with that.
yeah. Look, absolutely thrilled. It's very, very encouraging, and it's not just about the result itself, but about how it sits in context with previous results, and indeed other results we generated from the same drilling program. That's demonstrating better continuity. And look, we're reasonably confident at this stage, and it's certainly subject to resampling of 4-metre composite results in the first instance and further drilling in the second instance, which we'll undertake as part of the phase 2 program. But we're reasonably confident that that will represent a new deposit to add to the resource inventory for the open pit. So it's of more immediate significance than is the underground deposit at 2 Mile Hill.
Oh, so basically, the way things are going, I mean, the growth of the Sandstone resource is underway, basically, because you've taken it now up to over 600,000 ounces. Obviously, a lot more drilling to come at the other deposits up around McLaren. I mean, everything's going to add to what you already have.
Yes, indeed, Wally, and the McLaren is more immediate in that it will comprise part of the open pit inventory that we would look to recommission the project on, whereas by definition, particularly given a block cave scenario at 2 Mile Hill, that has to follow the open pit work anyway. So that will come a lot later in the schedule. Nevertheless, that gives us a significant additional life to the project further down the track.
All right.
But,
sorry, go ahead.
The current work is really, it's all in all about a 17,300 metre campaign that we're undertaking in this half. And it's really about adding to the open pit portion of the inventory that will contribute towards that recommissioning decision. So, we're a good way through the pre-feasibility study update already, and the balance of that will be completed once we've completed the phase 2 RC drilling. We'll also be doing a little bit of diamond drilling as well, large diameter diamond drilling, just for purposes of bulk density work, geotechnical work, maybe some more metallurgical work, particularly in the case of new deposits like McLaren. That they collectively, they will be done simultaneously, and collectively they will contribute to that PFS update. So we'll be undertaking resource updates of probably pretty much the bulk of the existing deposits plus any new ones we identify. And it's important to recognise that the results we put out today are just the first 3 targets of the 14 in total that we tested as part of the phase 1 work. So there are plenty more results to come. Yeah, look, once we get a chance to complete that updated PFS, we would like to think we're in a position then to revisit that recommissioning decision. And certainly from where we stand at the moment, that's looking very positive.
Oh, good. Well, obviously, we're going to we anticipate quite a bit of news coming through from Middle Island over the next few months, which is nice. It's nice to have some good news coming out, well, hopefully good news coming out around about this time. And Rick, I hope everything is going well for Middle Island. It appears to be at this stage with such a good announcement as today. And thank you very much for joining us here at the Resources Roadhouse Lockdown Lowdown.
Absolute pleasure, Wally, and thoroughly appreciate your interest.